What are the penalties for late filing of Form 1041? Have you ever wondered what happens if you file your trust income tax return late? Well, let's break down the penalties associated with late filing of Form 1041. This form is essential for reporting the income, deductions, gains, and losses of estates and trusts. Timely filing is not just a good practice. It can save you from some hefty penalties. First up is the failure to file penalty. If you file Form 1041 late and it is more than 60 days past the due date, the minimum penalty is $135 or the amount of tax due, whichever is smaller. This penalty is charged for each month or part of a month the return is late, up to a maximum amount. Next, we have interest on any unpaid tax. This interest starts accruing from the original due date of the return, even if you have filed for an extension. It also applies to any penalties you may incur for late filing or other issues. The interest rate is determined by the Internal Revenue Code and compounds daily, which can add up quickly. Another important aspect is the penalty for late or incomplete Schedule K1. This schedule must be provided to beneficiaries by the filing deadline of Form 1041. If you fail to provide it on time, or if the information is incorrect or incomplete, you could face a penalty of $100 per failure, with a maximum penalty of $1.5 million per calendar year. If the failure is intentional, the penalty increases to $250 or 10% of the total items not reported, with no maximum limit. Additionally, if your estate or trust does not pay enough estimated taxes throughout the year, you may face penalties for underpayment, separate from the late filing penalties. If you find yourself needing more time, filing Form 7000 can grant you an automatic extension of up to 6 months to file Form 1041. However, keep in mind that this extension does not extend the time to pay any taxes owed. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes will still accrue from the original due date. In some cases, the Internal Revenue Service may waive penalties if you can show that your failure to file or provide information was due to reasonable cause and not willful neglect. For example, if you relied on a tax professional's advice or were unaware of your filing obligations due to circumstances like the death of the trustor or decedent, you may have a case for reasonable cause. These penalties can significantly reduce the assets available for distribution to beneficiaries, making it essential for fiduciaries managing trusts or estates to ensure timely filing of Form 1041 and Schedule K1. Using extensions wisely and maintaining clear communication with tax professionals can help you stay on top of filing deadlines. If you do file late, documenting reasonable cause may help mitigate penalties. So, to recap, the penalties for late filing Form 1041 include monetary fines starting at $135 or the tax due, interest on unpaid taxes, and additional penalties for late or incorrect Schedule K1 filings. Extensions can provide extra time to file but not to pay, and reasonable cause may excuse penalties in some situations. Understanding these rules is especially important in estate planning, where managing tax compliance is key to protecting estate assets and the interests of beneficiaries.